everybody. All right, so spring has sprung.
I know,
Miss
thank
Carrie
goodness.
Petty is here. Aren't you so, everybody's so ready.
Oh,
so ready.
I am giddy. I am giddy. It's
Yeah.
like, especially today, I can't wait to get home and dig in the dirt.
I know.
After work. After work.
Yes.
Yes.
I've been admiring this book you have here. This is,
my
the cover's
husband,
beautiful.
Yeah, I've got to get this on my website and sell this to folks because my husband gave me this,
Yeah.
and it's the gardener's.
I'll show you guys.
It's the gardener's handbook, but it's an NIV study Bible. And today we're talking about pruning, and it's Good Friday, and I just think it's a really appropriate thing to discuss because we as people, they even have a subject matter in here about pruning ourselves. And pruning, the Greek word means pure.
Okay.
And so you're kind of taking off the dead wood and starting anew, and it's Easter weekend, and so. But we need to prune in the garden too.
It's a season of renewal.
It is. I love that.
It really is.
That's really good. And so we're going to talk a little bit about pruning. How's your garden growing? How are you guys doing?
You know what, Carrie? It's not great. I really don't have a garden. But we do have plants, but I don't have much of a green thumb. I told you I'm going to call you, come over and help me out.
That's why I'm waiting. All right, well, I'm going to teach you some basics.
But she taught me how to trim my rose bushes.
Good,
so I've been doing pretty good at that.
The two big questions that everybody asks me, Carrie Petty, when do I prune my knockout roses and when do I prune my hydrangeas? So let's just get that out of the way.
Let's do it.
Right now, prune those knockout roses. You can take about a third off.
Okay.
And on the hydrangeas, it's really tricky because there are different types, and you usually don't want to prune them because you're going to cut your bud off. You're going to cut your bloom off. You don't want to cut your bloom off.
Well, and that's what I always wonder is how far do you go?
Right? Exactly.
I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah. So sometimes you want to prune all the way back to the ground to get brand new green wood.
Okay.
But there's old wood and new wood. Old wood's last year. Old wood means that don't prune anything right now that's like forsythia, red bud, lilac, azalea, rhododendron. Don't touch them because they're getting ready to bloom, and you're going to cut your bloom off. And you don't want to cut your bloom off. This is a crab. I force these for Easter. I'm going to use them on my Easter table. These are crab, and you can force branches, but if you want to bring some in for your Easter table, this is how you cut them. The most important thing to remember about pruning is this, the outside bud. You want to cut at a diagonal so the water runs off.
Okay.
You know, and it's because if you cut it flat, the water just sits on top and it'll rot. But you want to prune to an outside bud. If you prune to an inside bud, like this one, an inside bud, then you get all these limbs crossed and confused, and they shade each other, and it shades the bush or the tree, whatever you're pruning. So if you want to go out and cut some beautiful flowered branches for your Easter table, which I highly recommend, use what you've got. Prune to the outside bud on an angle.
Okay. On an angle.
That's pruning.
Okay. Any other tips for us?
That's pruning 101.
Pruning 101.
Also, this time of year, we were going to talk a little bit about propagating, and this is, make sure you get some good books, too.
I noticed that you have a lot. I mean,
love
obviously
books.
you educate yourself so much, but there's so much to learn.
Yeah, I collect old antique books.
Oh, I love that one.
Fabulous
and the color
old
too.
Manual on botany, and oh my gosh, the language inside is just so interesting. But it's a good reference because in the back with the index, you know, you can find anything you need. I love old antique gardening books, but also the old great, particularly British gardeners and writers. Penelope Hobhouse is one of my favorites, but she has these little darling books.
I love the size of those.
I know, but this one is on propagating, and it's just, this is the time of year to propagate.
And what is propagating very quickly?
Propagating is making more plants.
Making more,
to propagate, to make another plant. So if this were something that we were going to go out and get in the garden and we wanted to propagate, we just prune it off, like we're talking about pruning, and we dip it in a little bit of rooting hormone. You can get it at Lowe's, you can get it anywhere.
There you go.
Stick it in the dirt and it'll start some roots.
Well, I hope Randy Alice has had a pen and paper and he's been taking notes the whole time. He's one of those who told me, though, wait till after Mother's Day to plant. Is that still a thing?
Oh, yeah,
Rand?
yeah.